normal day in the city of Medina. Imam Hasan ibn Ali is just going about his business when a traveler approaches him. Now, this traveler is definitely not looking for directions. He is angry. He starts speaking incredibly harshly to the imam, and here's the crucial part. He does this in front of a lot of people. You see, this wasn't just some private disagreement behind closed doors. It was a highly public confrontation. The social stakes were through the roof. Everyone around is watching. You can imagine the tension in the air was just palpable. Now, what's really interesting here is the stark contrast between how we'd normally react and how the imam actually responded. On one hand, you have the typical reaction, right? Anger meeting anger, instant defensiveness, that burning desire to strike back just to save face in front of the crowd. But the text outlines a completely different approach. The imam didn't respond with anger at all. Instead, his immediate reaction relied on three really powerful tools: silence, a gentle smile, and active listening. He didn't interrupt the guy. He didn't even try to defend himself. Let's actually pause here for a second and really look at the brilliant de-escalation mechanics at play. It happens in three distinct steps. Step one, he listened patiently until the man had completely finished ranting. He literally just gave the aggressor the floor. Step two, he smiled gently. And to be clear, this wasn't some mocking, sarcastic smirk, but a genuinely gentle, disarming smile. And step three, he absolutely did not respond with anger. By absorbing this highly public attack without matching its energy, Imam Hasan essentially sucked all the oxygen right out of the traveler's fire. Because think about it, when you flat out refuse to fight back, you force the aggressor to just stand there, alone with their own hostility. It is a profound psychological pivot. So as the tension peaks, we hit this pivotal moment in the story. The traveler finally runs out of breath. He's done shouting. The crowd is probably holding their breath, just waiting for the imam to finally retaliate. The silence breaks. But what the imam actually offers isn't some sharp comeback or a long-winded defensive explanation. No, it's what we can really only describe as a radical counteroffer. The account notes that Imam Hasan looked right at the man and said exactly this: "If you are hungry, I will feed you. If you need clothes, I will provide them. If you need help, I will help you." Just let that sink in for a second. In the face of intense public verbal abuse, his immediate response is a highly practical offer of care and sustenance. This incredibly unexpected offer of food, clothes, and help, it's an act of profound mercy. It totally bypasses the man's surface-level anger and speaks directly to the vulnerabilities he might be facing as a traveler. It's just a stunning redirection of the entire interaction's energy. And the really crucial takeaway here is just how insanely fast this kind of radical empathy actually works. The historical record literally gives us a timeline of this encounter, and it's a fascinating study in rapid emotional shifts. Check this out. In the first 10 seconds, the traveler is purely angry and completely harsh. But look at what happens by the 35-second mark, right after the imam makes his offer. The man is totally overwhelmed by the sudden kindness. By 50 seconds in, the internal shift happens. He realizes, wow, I've judged this man entirely unfairly. And by the 60-second mark, a sincere apology. In just one single minute, extreme kindness entirely shatters an unfair judgment and completely diffuses a hostile situation. The whole story concludes with Imam Hasan accepting the man's sincere apology, and yep, once again, he does it with a smile. He didn't hold a grudge. He didn't demand some loud public retraction to repair his ego. He simply accepted the apology and moved on. Through that single continuous reaction, the imam proved to everyone watching in that crowd, and really to us looking at this account today, that true forgiveness is inherently stronger and honestly way more effective than revenge ever could be. Which brings us to the core philosophical takeaway of this whole text. You know, society usually tells us that honor is all about saving face, right? It's about never letting anyone disrespect you and always striking back the second you're challenged. But this historical account redefines honor from the ground up. Notice how true honor here is anchored not in dominance or getting even, but in three deeply difficult virtues. Patience, having the sheer ability to withstand the initial attack. Mercy, finding the inner strength to offer actual help to someone who just tried to hurt you. And forgiveness, having the grace to just let the offense go completely. And that brilliantly illustrates the final overarching message of our source text today. True honor is shown through patience, mercy, and forgiveness. It is a quiet, steady kind of strength, and it requires an immense amount of self-control. It essentially demands that we elevate our responses way above our basic biological instincts.